I just waited to connect everything. Get all those thumbnails made. Oh. Okay, so we're going to be continuing our retopology this morning. I hope everyone's having a great start to their day. We still need to figure out a few additional things. I think we left off working on the legs here, which we had pretty much finished. Very close to finished. Okay. About there. Looks pretty good. Okay. Do another cut like this and just scale it. Get these on the corners. Do the same thing here. Actually, it's already there. If I just do that. And then connect these edges. Bam, bam. Definitely need to make sure we shade the smooth in order to get rid of the hard facets on the bevel. Okay. And then we'll be exact and put each of these little corners right into the center of this little triangle. That's why I haven't smoothed it just yet, because it makes it easier to tell exactly where I should put everything. Good morning, Arctic. Hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Hope your cat is feeling better. And hello, Evan. Welcome. Good morning. Okay. I think that's the whole enchilada right there. Yep. All right. So lower topo mid leg done. Drop that in there. Think she needs to figure out how to eat again. She looks a little awkward when doing so at the moment. Oh, she's gumming them. Good morning, Stardom. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Heck. Footrest is stuck. I usually have a little book that I put my foot on. It's all beat up these days, but keeps me from hurting. All right, take these shades smooth, much better, nice and soft. I think we can tweak these bevels a little bit then. Just make it look a little bit harsher. So I like this one looking soft. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Nice. This one. Yeah, much better. Clean. Clean. Machine. All right. Excuse me. Oh, I'm upside down. Continuing the legs, we already finished the toes. It's time for this guy. This panel is going to be interesting. They had to take one. They had to take out more teeth than they initially thought, though, including at least one canine. She won't let me look, and I can't remember exactly which ones the vet said were taken out. Hard to get her to open her mouth. She's like, "No, you took my teeth. You took my teeth." Let's make it plain. Still quite sore still, absolutely. So, I mean, it's probably a relief after just how they were, but glad she's on the mend at the very least. Glad she's on the mend. That's the important part. Little crotchety grandma cat. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Goodness. She's so happy to be home, even though she's still dopey as heck from the OB. She stumbled into the lounge, tapped on the lounge, hopped onto the sofa, plopped stuff in all the blankets, and to make Purry biscuits. Oh, she's a terrible baker. That's charming. That is charming. Cats are the best. Cats are the best. Dumb and funny. I think I was mentioning this last week, but we had a dog sit recently, and I was like, man, I guess I'm a cat person. This was not thrilled about having the dog there. it's over for me. I mean, it was a little yappy dog, so I think I was a little jaded. Probably not a reflection of all my feelings on dogs, but oh yappy dog. Bam, bam. Looks good. I think we will ignore this little piece for now. Topo leg upper. think I'll leave that gap there. Interesting little spot right here, because it kind of transitions from this piece to this other one. So I think we do need a cut here. There, so. Another one right here. Bam, 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 bam. But I hope everyone's having a good Friday. I can't believe it's the end of the week. Super pumped. Everyone that's lurking out there, hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you for coming by, hanging out with me. And definitely let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. Right now, we're just chilling, though. We're just chilling. Doing some retopology today. We'll have to triangulate this one because it's just the odd shape that's there. Yeah, much better. All right, time to sit down. We can all sit down now. I give you permission. I thought I changed the stream name to Live 3D Character Creation. It looks like it's all. Oh, that's so weird, right? When I said it, they all changed. Okay, well, never mind. How tall is the metal boy? Boy! I think he's like. I think I have him at like 8 feet. He's kind of roughly the same height as your character, I think. As Evan. Gosh darn it. Okay. It keeps my I have like a plastic mat to roll my chair around, and it is just slowly falling apart. Like these big divots in it and stuff. Big old divvies. We'll do one cut here. Might as well run another cut up here. Okay with that. extra resolution. All right, this is going pretty quick, to be honest. Very quick. Now, do I include this piece with R? I'm just slowly destroying my carpet. I just can't wheel it when it's on a carpet. I just strain so much. I'm weak. I'm weak. Hello, Zoom. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the stream. Just added a couple of feet to my actual height when creating my character. We'll probably size them down in VR chat as everyone is a small bean. It is nice that you can adjust your character height now. Something that should have been standard. But I definitely find that I prefer being smaller because in real life, I feel like I tower over people. I'm not terribly tall, I'm 6 feet, but it's still in VR. For some reason, I feel more in the way than I do in real life. Maybe it's because you can't as precisely know unless you have your full body tracking on, like where your body is. Hypothesizing. Today is nice and quiet. How has your day? Has your day had a good start? It has. It has. We just really got started, just barely into it, doing some retopology right now, and getting into it. But I'm happy it's Friday, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to some restoroni. I think we're going to do the slats here. They're going to be their own objects. Yes. Yes. It's the only way. The only way. But if that's the case, then exit this, hide them, and go ahead and fill in the rest of this stuff. Feel the same way. Go into a smaller Evan for me and swap between them depending on my mood. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just be like out of the way. Yeah. But definitely have trouble reaching things when I'm extra small. I don't like that part of it. Pushed as far as I can go. Actually, I can hide this in here just for now while we get the lip created. At least reaching the top shelf is only hard in VR chat and not IRL. I don't know if everyone relates to that statement, but I agree. I can deny it no longer. I am. Oh, this is a weird view. I can't see. For me, short ass IRL, Big Bear, and VRC. I think that's kind of. I wonder. I would love to do a survey to know, like IRL height versus uh uh VR height, VRL height. That would be interesting to know. Like, do people prefer to be the opposite sizes? I could see that being a thing. I was just thinking that must be the case for the tall people in VRC. That's just probably like an intrinsic enjoyment in having a different perspective. One makes you tall, one makes you small. Okay, so these retopos can go into the leg retopo. And high poly legs are done. Nice. Start on the arm now. Hmm. What is that? Oh no, I missed a piece for the leg. Oh my god. This won't be bad. That's a pretty easy fix. Do I want to do that? I guess I'd rather make a little lip. Extrusion. Hello, Render Vortex. Welcome to the stream. We're working on some retopology of this guy. Now we're working on the legs. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. And let me know any questions. But we're just kind of chilling, making some cool stuff. Some cool stuff. I think I'm gonna do another bevel here, like that. So we get a nice separation, and then also a bevel right here, like this. There we go. Close that off. Look at that retopo. Beautiful, gorgeous, and powerful. It's going to be interesting because there's a lot of normals here we'll need to work with. So if I copy this vector and we paste it here, what's that look like? Ooh, interesting. Interesting. If I copy this vector, paste it here. Interesting. So that's probably what we're going to do. We're going to do some cleanup. Probably not right now, towards the end, to really get a lot of these normals looking a lot nicer, especially the ones in here, like these. If I copy this one and paste it here, just to get rid of these smudges and stuff. Copy, paste. Not as good as I would like. Okay. Anyway, copy, paste. Oh, that one did not work well. Copy, paste. Also did not work well. Interesting. All right, so definitely some limitations here. What if we did something like this? Yeah, we can really go in and start cleaning house. Cleaning up. I don't know why. Yeah. We got this vector. Actually, this vector would be good for all of these. I like this. And including not quite that one. Probably this one's the least distended. Okay. That's going to yield some good results whenever we get there. But for now, we leave that alone. And we can close this, close those, save. What next? The arms. So turn on the arms. We're going to make some of this stuff. So I think first things first, we're going to identify which is the upper, which is the lower arm. I think we'll do this section. Ooh, let's apply the mirror. And then separate this bottom portion. But this top one is going to be its own section. Same thing here. Apply. And separate. You know, I might as well make this its own thing. Then we'll have a little elbow and these pieces. Yeah, that'll look nice. Especially because we're going to see other sides of this depending on which one rotates. Okay, I think it's a good call. So let's make new predictions. Say HP arm third. Take this one and move it into this new collection. Hide it. And we'll rename this one to HP arm lower. Now, we'll start this one. I'm going to make a circle of 16 vertices. I'm going to view it from the, actually put our cursor right. Selection to cursor. Yeah, and we begin. What the heck? Okay. And then move these ones up. I should probably actually just cut this in half. Well, a little bit easier if I did. Then we can mirror this. We can just work on one section. Not worry. Yeah, let's definitely do that. Otherwise, I'm worrying about too many moving parts. Hello, Namers. Good morning. Or afternoon for you. But welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Good Friday. All right. And I guess we'll delete this half too. Just work on this 1/4 section. Okay. Alrighty. Good stuff. We'll take this edge and bevel it. Like so. In order to get a nice edge. Here. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Then, how do we do this top part? Okay. Beautiful. Then take these ones, fill them. Move them up. Close this gap right in here. Let me know if anyone has any questions, but probably be spacing out a little while I do this. But I'm certainly here for you, should you require anything. Put it right in that gap, right in crevice. There we go. 3, project. And I think we can just go ahead and start closing these things. That looks awesome. I think if we just put a little bevel on these edges, we'd have something that will retopologize super, super well. Here, this edge first, bevel, and this edge here. Yeah, that's going to look awesome. Save. Let's add a mirror mod, like so. And we can see how everything closes up, or it doesn't close up. Okay, so extrude M at cursor G. Okay. Fable the Unicorn. Good morning, Sam. Hope all is well with you. Same to you, Fable. Thank you for coming by. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. We're getting into some retopology right now. It's going to be fun. We're working on the mech guy above me, Mech Dragon. Awesome. Super satisfying. These normals look really good. Now, we're going to have it not include these ones, but we will have it build over these. And we'll call this retopo arm lower. And move it out of this collection to here. Now we need to figure out some stuff. I'd prefer to have them be one piece. So that's what we're going to try to do. I think we'll need another cut here and here. And I'm going to choose these ones to cut because I could copy the normal to flatten these later. Flatten them perfectly. Bam. Bam. Okay, take this edge, extrude this way, and then here. Bam. Do you have any worlds that are available to visit in VR chat? I believe so, but they're kind of bad. I don't think they'd be that interesting to visit. But I do hope to make some more. I'm hoping to make one that's kind of like my stream, where I can have like especially for like sketch redeems and stuff. Like I can start making like a gallery for all the artwork that I'm making outside of the characters, and maybe even for the characters, like a wall of work or something like that. a portfolio world. I don't know. So I do have some plans, but they are yet to be acted upon. Uh, um, but I like the thought of some of these. Yeah, yeah, I think that would be cool. Just something to kind of, I don't know, leave my mark in VR chat. It sounds fun. Thank you. Yeah, it'd be cool to have like a place where this is maybe get into like the process a little bit or something like that. Was wondering because you make the ChatGPT thing. I have done. I've worked on worlds more than I've published worlds. There was like I had a plan a while ago to make some like, and this is still something I'd love to do, but like a D&D oriented tools. So like I was working on making things that would make it very easy to play D&D in VR chat, but not like you're at a virtual table, like you're in the battlefield or on the table. Um, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Sky. It some cool stuff came out of it, but it just ended up taking so much time that I couldn't afford to keep working on it uh, at the time. But maybe I'll come back. It'd be fun to. I would really love to make it, truly make it. Um, but yeah, you could like you could there's like little things that you could like fly around if you wanted, things that only DMs could interact with. The whole idea was to create like a little tool set for to really do D&D easily in VR chat. Um, yeah, well, I appreciate you guys' interest in that. Makes me excited for the idea again. I really was like Joe, my brother and I, Joe. Um, he and I were really enthralled with the idea of like coming out with, basically campaigns and stuff for in VR chat. But it's a much larger endeavor. Worlds are definitely a lot more work, or can be big project. But I'm sure millions of people would love that. Now that there's ways to support and maybe making a Patreon or using VR chat's new stuff, it definitely is a little bit more enticing to return to. Even just if I just made and released tools, that would probably be satisfying. Like regardless of anything else, just making tools that people can do D&D stuff with. Hello, Nim. Oh, hello, Era. You've been here. Good morning. Hello. Welcome, welcome. We're talking D&D and VR chat. Potential for it. Um, but yeah, hope is to return to that project at some point. There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, perfect. Heck yeah. Well, definitely send me the link. I'd love to take a look. We can start seeing what's out there to VTuber alternatives. VTubing software alternatives. 6S0 or cursor here. Bam. Then. Bam. What kind of DD map tools would be possible in VR chat? I made one where you could generate like a random map layout. Um, so if you wanted like a random, uh, you just click it and then populate a grid with random tiles. Uh, that might be kind of useful. You could have I made like a wolf one prefab where you could hop in and it was like on a tile basically, and you could move it and you could pose the wolf, which was fun. um, or the goblin. I really wanted to make a system where it copied the players. Uh, so like the DM could control multiple NPCs and leave them in the world. I still have to figure that one out. That one is difficult. Um, but pretty much sky's the limit. You can program very efficiently in VR chat using Udon Sharp. Recently got a project of going to look at a board game like Props in VRC to see what's out there. Okay, very cool. That's awesome. Send it as request. Request. It's over here for now. Mission statement. All right. Very cool. Definitely thorough. I probably won't go through it just yet, but that's pretty awesome. Um, yeah, we need to do some research on what's already out there. Start making better solutions. I got a lot more to write. It should be possible with save states. Um, oh, for D&D stuff. Yes, I think you can now with because you can open HTML stuff in VR chat. If I understand some of that correctly, so like you can't really save in VR chat, but you can save to uh, a website or something, whatever you want to use, and then just access that data again, which I think probably will make it a little bit more flexible in the long run. Whoa, look at that. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Right, now we need to make this side. So apply the mirror. Now we need to edit this back. Beautiful. Thank you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, it's good to see something so comprehensive, Era. I think now it's just time to see, because I know VC Face has a GitHub somewhere. You know, if we can just take their GitHub and create custom builds of Unity or whatever, that might be the whole thing we need to do right there, right then and there. Yes. I think I could have left the mirror mod on and just deleted this. Time for a better future for VTubers. Tired of shitty VTube programs? Make your own. It does, as well as the other software I use for hand tracking. I would probably pick up the software first that has integrated hand tracking, maybe worth a peek. But even just making, like, as long as it's an open source platform, that would just allow you to really plug in or help facilitate just people plugging in their own custom solutions. Like, even if it's a paid solution, at least you have an open source project to like add it to easily. And that alone is worth it. It's in the dock. In the dock. Bevel this. to adding model and add-ons. Bam. Bam. Can't do everything, but a community can. It's true. Yeah, I think that crowdsourcing in the labor way, heck, maybe even the actual crowdsourcing way would be nice. BRB. Good morning, Zin. Welcome. Hello. Hello. We're working on retopology still. Probably will for at least today. Bam. 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 Okay. There. I think that's pretty good. We got it wrapped around this little chunk. Now, I'm going to delete that. And close it. Yeah, actually, I'll do this. Awesome. Bam. Bam. Though, frankly, if I was to do a campaign in VR chat or in VR for D&D, I'd probably choose Resonite at this point over VR chat because you can make stuff on the fly and edit stuff on the fly, unlike VR chat. Find that a bit more compelling, for better or worse. Yeah, it's just flexible, you know. You're not constrained to what you built and uploaded. Though clearly there's a lot of RP worlds that kick butt. Hanma, who's comes by every now and then, made a Camelot RP recently. That seemed pretty cool. Welcome back. Gotta step up your game of VR chat. Get on it, VR chat. I would like a stick / swing around. Let me just import my silly sword FBX and use it as is. Exactly. It's like you could really just. Oh, sorry, I didn't add that. 1 second. Doot, doot, doot. Boom. Okay, we're back. We're back to playing. Like in VR chat, would be like, well, shit, we just can't have that. Sorry, guys. That was it. Nothing we can do. Resonate, first time I hear of it, is it better than VOC? Depends on how you define it. It's like there's a lot more to learn. Um, but there's a lot more you can do because of that. And the other problem is there's a lot less people playing it. So even if you like what's there, it's a little bit harder to uh, find people. And it is, I believe it's PC only. It's like Neos. Yeah, so it's a sequel to Neos. Like his other platforms, I about Chill Out or Neos. Yeah, it's the spiritual successor to Neos VR. Because I believe the two duo that created it had some creative differences and uh split apart. Yeah. Probably for the best though. I mean, one was very um, crypto oriented. Same crew, but they dumped the crypto bros. Shout out to Fluxus. Like in the movie, huh? That's true. Yeah. It's so funny uh how on the nose that movie was in some ways. It's like a bunch of like crypto bros saw that and were like, man, that villain's got the right idea. Mark Zuckerberg's like, man, they nailed me. They found me out. Thrill Seeker um, had a really good, you know, comment I liked a lot, which is like, we'll use Facebook to get VR going and then dump them as soon as there's better options. I think that's a sentiment a lot of people share. Well, I just want to be in the Oasis. I'm in law. There's a lot of geometry up top here, but because that's what it takes to connect these. I guess it's what it takes to connect. Is there any way for me to simplify it? I mean, I can just collapse them. Just don't want that much geometry. It's too much. And I don't like it. Bam. Alrighty. It's a little messed up, but we can go ahead and copy the vector here. Why does it want to do? Copy the vector and paste the vector. Much better. And we'll do the same thing here. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. That's just going to help get rid of a lot of these stretching pieces. My God. And paste. Alrighty. Looks bueno. All right, that piece is done. So that's the arm lower. And we can make a new collection as well. Retopo arm. We'll put that in there. Hide it. And then we will. Well, I guess I could take the piece we just made, duplicate it, and flip it vertically. And then that will allow us to start the arm upper. So this top part is basically the same. If we go back here, take our retopo, 0.6 SZ -1, flip the normals. Should be pretty much the same thing right there, at least for a portion of this. Everything else we'll have to delete. Right, and here. Bam. All right. And now we can begin the retopo of the arm upper. Go ahead and delete that. Name, arm upper, and make sure we can't grab the high poly objects. All right. That saved me a lot of time. Nothing I like more than saving a bunch of time. And I think what I'll do as well is we'll make this edge, start unwrapping this, and then pop out. Hello, Heyo's Courses. Welcome back. Welcome back. How's your day going? It's going well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. We're just doing some more retopology this morning. Oh, I didn't realize I deleted this half. Oh, you know what? That didn't exist, so that's okay. Leave that alone. So your model is going well as well. Thank you. Yeah. We got our mech dragon, and we're just working on the shoulder piece at the moment. It is coming out well. Feels good. I'm lured to the retopology now. It's a good feeling. I think we'll use 32 for the shoulder because it's a little bit nicer. Working on any fun project yourself? Perfect. Look how well that lines up. I think we'll just make the drum shape first. And then adjust it for these things here. So if we take this section, we'll delete it. Yeah, I can re-upload my portfolio for a while to show you work progress, but in general, I don't publish my portfolio. Okay. Shift tab, paste. All right. There we go. Looking good. Good. It's a little messed up at the top, but we can make the most of this. Try to just fit it in as nicely as possible before we move on to fixing this up, because this is messed up right here. There. It's messed up, man. It's messed up. One thing we can do before we continue is we can delete half of it, and we will mirror it on both sides. Then we can take this section, just 0.6, extrude it very slightly, move it back right there. Well, yeah, that's that edge. Then extrude it again, move it back. But we can't include those ones. Man. All right. Looking bueno. I'm going to take this one and put it right there. Then we could delete. This is tough. It's the best way to close this up. Yeah, just go ahead and line them in. Bam. Bam. And dissolve that one. Perfect. Beautiful. Powerful. Okay, let's start with the top. We'll run a cut here. And this resolution is perfect to start this next spot right there. I can see that I cannot send a link here, but if you write house course in ArtStation, you'll get my portfolio. Right? Let's take a look. Bam. And paste. Nice. Very good work. I love how soft this TV looks. It's so smooth and rounded. It's very satisfying. Very satisfying. Very cool. Good work. Oh, the bloody handprint. Nice. Cool. A lot of retopology and baking is coming. Well, I wish you well. I certainly am enjoying my retopology right now. We're doing a lot of this stuff here. It's a fun, it's kind of like a meditation. That's how I think of it. It's like you're just kind of zoning out. Same with UVs. Like you can't really like verbalize some of the things you're doing. You're just pushing stuff around and seeing how it comes out. How many triangles is the maximum total, including clothing, mesh, and assets for VRC avatars? For PC, there's no upper limit, but after 70,000, your avatar gets, after 70,000 triangles, your character automatically gets flagged as very poor in the ranking system, which usually means, not always, but most of the time, you would be automatically disabled for a lot of people. But there is no upper limit for PC. I saw someone with over, I think it was a billion tries. It was more than a million. It was like literally a billion triangles. And I was like, I did not see that in person because I'm pretty sure it would crash me. Um, Under 70,000 would get too poor. No, actually, it's kind of weird, but 70,000 is just the upper threshold, and then uh, I think that somewhere between good, any of the rankings between good and poor can have under 70,000. But they do have a document. So if you go to performance ranking system right here, so it does list it out. So impressed by your characters. Well, thank you, House. I appreciate that. Like, so you make different models than I do, and I also never made and characters like you, so we work in different industries. Well, I mean, if you know how to make props, you're already kind of there. It's just the rigging that's different. It's good to look at your stream. Thank you, House. Thank you. Good to look at your stream. Well, happy to share what I know. Yeah, so here's the PC limits here on the ranking. So 30,000 is the upper bound for excellent, but then good, medium, and poor are all 70,000. And there's other qualifications for all of them. I usually shoot for medium because I feel like it gives me the most options and it's still very performant. But I'll post that in chat there. Yeah, House, if you can make props like that typewriter, or not quite a typewriter, but you can make props like that. And I think you can make characters pretty well. It's just a slightly different process, but you've got the fundamentals. Thanks. We'll get to the page. Absolutely, yeah. No, my pleasure. It's funny that I feel like sometimes hard to find that documentation. um, not talked about as often in VR chat as it should be. Do you make some kind of rigging later for the models of these avatars? I do, yes. So I do the full my full process is to sculpt, retopology, uh, UV unmap, and then texture, rig, and then integrate into VR chat. I've never done any rigging, so it's brand new for me. Well, it's fun to learn. There's certainly a lot to it, but there's really nothing like getting your model to move. It's quite satisfying. Hello there, Thorn. Good morning. Yeah, well, there's tons of information to find. There is. There really is. And they have like multiple SDKs or like documentations. I don't quite understand that thought process. Okay. Good evening. It's late for you. We're working on our mech boy here. We're getting pretty good progress right now. Just slowly finishing our retopology. One vertice at a time. Big boy. Biggie. All right. That looks super good. Now we can run all of this extra resolution through here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? I should have closed this first. We'll do 1 bevel. 2%. Then do you ever find yourself trying to explain stuff to people that don't game and you know they don't have a clue what you're talking about? Every now and then. But I think what's nice is like I need to reset my router for better internet signal. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Sounds good. Sounds good. I definitely don't hold that against them because I certainly didn't know a lot of this. You know, you have to be a novice at some point. Um, the only time that bugs me is when people are adamant about the way they think it should be done without having done it. They're like, it should work this way, and then you're like, well, but that's not how it works, and they don't want to listen to you. That's the only time I'm frustrated by that. But if they're like genuinely coming by to ask questions and stuff, that's certainly not an issue for me. Yeah, every now and then you'll get someone who's like, anyway, it's funny. It's funny what assumptions people have about video games and this kind of stuff. Yeah, stop trying, Lil. I think it yeah, there's a lot to that conversation. Suffice to say, there's people there are very large communities online that think they know how video games work. I forgot to tell you that I had a date with a really cute guy, and now my mood is amazing. Well, that is good to hear, Thorn. I hope that date. It sounds like that date went well, so I'm happy to hear that. Good for you. Good for you. Thorn on the up and up. Dayton. Mischief. For many of my friends who don't understand PC stuff. Um, it is unfortunate, and I listened to this really fascinating talk by this guy, Jonathan Blow, who's a very funny name, but he's a very well known indie developer. He made this game called Braid that kind of was quite popular a while back and is still kind of highly regarded. But his discussion of how he had a really interesting discussion about how technology, there's not a lot of people that understand the full stack of technology. And this is coming from someone that definitely doesn't have that full insight either. But it compels me to actually go and maybe do some programming, do some really low level stuff because um, it is kind of dire how bad software can be. Like you think of Unity and it's like, now everyone's like building their games on top of these engines that have just like some straight up fundamental flaws. Um, and that is even without like, and anyway, we're building industry experience and knowledge on things where we don't actually have a deep understanding of how they should work and where they're bad. So it looks away how bad the programs could be coming. Era knows. Era knows. QA. The life of a QA. But it's true. It's like there's really a deep disconnect, not just in the average person thinking they know how technology works, but also just how programming works these days. Like, a lot of game programmers, myself included, it's like I don't understand anything about assembly, the fundamental workings of how like things are worked. I just know C sharp. And like that's not a bad thing. It's very useful to have these layers of abstraction, but it certainly could be a problem in the long run for how many problems we're just hamstring our work in with. Glad VR Chat isn't based on the Bethesda engine, at least. Fair. Todd Howard wishes he was a cat girl. But that is like kind of a good point too. It's like they can't they haven't pivoted to a new engine because they're just kind of stuck. Like they've committed to maintaining code that hasn't improved in a significant amount of time. Like sure there's definitely a lot I don't know about, but and a lot of companies are relying on like Unreal and Unity and just what are the programming languages that you work with? I personally prefer Python because it's really easy to be used in almost anything. I use a lot of C sharp because I'm experienced with Unity and I've done a bit of Python as well. But frankly, my coding experience is pretty minimal. Who's the next genius that's going to make the golden program? I mean, Jonathan Blow is working very hard to make his programming language. So potentially him, but who knows? Who really knows? I think that the odds of it being him are higher than most people and most companies. But it would need to be something that uh, we just need something that's a bit more. There haven't been really fundamental improvements in software in a long time. Creating a programming language is really hard. It is. It is. Yeah. I think that just describing these things in the way that I am does not do justice to how difficult those things are. Um, uh, and there's a reason it hasn't been done very often. But um, I I think that he makes a very he has this very interesting talk he gives um, where he kind of parallels it to the collapse of like prior civilizations, which I'm not trying to I certainly don't want to I don't like to partake in doom and gloom. That's not the direction I want to go with that conversation. But it is interesting the idea that how much knowledge is lost if we don't really take a deep look at how things are made often. It's like we could have just eventually lose the ability to make code that good. Of course, with an AI future, maybe that's totally not applicable. AI may be the exact thing that saves us from that issue because we can go back and make massive changes to these giant corpuses of information um, that we call operating systems and programming languages and stuff. Kind of makes sense to me. I learned to live code some while ago. I think it could, with thinking out of the box, definitely. I mean, just being able to absorb giant body of information and see the system as fascinating. He also has an amazing talk, super fascinating to me on video games and education. Anyway, I love these. I kind of seek out this kind of stuff on my YouTube. Like, oh, cool, an hour-long talk by Jonathan Blow about this stuff. Awesome. Some esoteric thing that I don't know about. Perfect. Um, um, anyway, that's fun stuff. Oops. But yeah. Anyway, interesting stuff. But I'm very intrigued in using more VR stuff. It's amazing, even right now, how it's like I work in VR. I make tons of stuff for VR. But do I use VR in the way that Ready Player One imagines it? I don't think I can quite yet until like headset resolution's really at a good point. But like how cool would it be to like teach 3D modeling in VR? Like I feel like that would be such an immediately applicable way to start learning things. So those are the kinds of things that I like thinking about. Because you could like probably actually pull apart a mesh and look at it, understand it while you're in VR and assemble one in VR. Like that'd be such a tactile way to learn about something that's relatively abstract. Career also. Yeah. Give me my VR career. I guess I'm there in some sense, but definitely have more of a VR career than most. Excuse me. That's what I love about VR. Load in a model, then walk around it and be able to quickly inspect the normals. Yeah, I think I want more of that. I want to take steps to make that work well. Now, if only I could quickly make in VR entirely. Someday, someday. I was thinking about it, though. It's like even if I just had a big screen beyond headset, and then I just was looking at my desktop while working in VR, and then I could load stuff into Resonite really easily, like that. That seems like it could work, and I could be around, like hanging out with people while loading this stuff, and like that's as close as it gets right now. And that's already pretty futuristic. Access and Unity while in VRC, exactly. Actually, funnily enough, Resonite is also Unity. Without Unity. Yeah, unfortunately in VR chat you can't load things on the fly. But with Resonite, you can, while you're in VR, hanging out with your buddies, load in a new file, make things with it, expand on, and give it to people. Like VR chat is so still very removed from that. Have to work on your desktop, upload, then go into VR. So anyway, someday soon. I hope VR chat looks at that very closely and really considers what they want. Hello, play, welcome. Just because, man, if when you're in Resonant Night farting around, you're like, oh, this is actually what the future will look like. You know it instinctually when you're in there. You're like, yeah, like if VR chat doesn't look like this in 5 years, then VR chat is gonna fail. But hello, play. Welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. We're working on some retopology. VR Chat 2.0. VR Chattier. Even more chatting. I look forward to it. Yeah, and I really, with the stream getting a little bit more active here, or with chat and my stream getting a little more active, my temptation to really start doing some more VR-oriented projects that aren't avatars is growing quickly because I think that there's a lot of fun to be had in exploring what's possible here. My girlfriend just came home. I'm on my way for dinner. See you later, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, House. Thank you for coming by, and good luck with your retopology. Hope to catch you later. I'll be back next Monday. If I don't see you later today. Combine this way. Bye. Have a good one. Enjoy dinner. Anyway, just plug VR directly into my veins, please. That's what I want. I really do think that the benefits. I'm going to rant a little bit more because it excites me. But I've been reading this book lately called The Extended Mind. This one. Um, this one right here, Extended Mind, which is the power of thinking outside the brain, and it has a lot of interesting. Goes over a lot of interesting studies about like how we think, what's beneficial for thinking, um, and a lot of like strategies that you can adopt to improve your um, thought process. Let me take some time to think of that. uh, but I think what's just so interesting about that is like everything I read in that, I'm like, oh, VR would be good for that. Oh, VR would be good for that. VR is a great place, and it's just like everything on that list. I was like, man, VR seems to be, if we really get spatial computing right, it will fundamentally accelerate our ability to understand problems, to work with things, to teach and learn. Like it won't just be like, oh, cool, a virtual classroom where we sit in virtual chairs and look at a virtual blackboard. I'd be like, no, like you in Resonate right now, you could probably very easily create an interactable and functional model of a solar system, right? And like that would be such a powerful way to teach physics. Like you would or you could teach physics in VR without having anyway. I could go on, and I probably will at some point, but I think you get the idea. Uh, and just exciting to no end to think that that is possible, and like, because education's sorely lacking the ease of understanding. Not, there's a lot of comments about education and this and that, but uh, agreed, it can augment the things in so many ways. Exactly. It's like it just simply will, you know, people talk a lot about like brain augmentations, but you might. I love those too. I love thinking about those, but um, even without that, just changing the ways in which we can interact with information will probably be just as just as transformative in some other ways. Education wise, entertainment, health, exactly. Ready Player One. As much as I like The Matrix, that's not the route we go. And communication, exactly. I think even right now, like people talk about, oh, kids are addicted to their phones and PCs and this and that. I it's not that they're addicted to it, it's that they're learning the tools that will actually be there in 20 years. Like like the ability to learn how to interface with technology is actually going to be the most important part. The most important part of education. All right, classes learn about motion sickness. Yeah. All right, we're just gonna take Timmy here and spin him. Faster, Timmy. Actually, right. To be honest, I think I'd like to think so. Certainly there's other problems with like attention span and things like that. Um, but I think that certainly the discussions that are being had by policymakers are very out of touch and they're not they're not looking far enough into the future that's like racing towards us. Well, roller coasters in VR. um, but I mean, like, if I could, I should be exploring the spaces and really trying to get it right. And even just right now, like I think Resonite's pretty much it, or not Resonite. The tools Resonite has um, will basically be that in the future, where you can make things really quickly, share them, interact with them, understand systems easily, and you can teach programming that way. The further we advance as a society, the more enmeshed in technology will become. I can say I'm kind of a transhumanist. I consider myself a transhumanist as well. I think that we will it will be necessary if we want to really reel in technology, the negatives of technology, to incorporate them in healthy ways. What do you mean? Next election is always the future, isn't it? I can only see 4 years into the future. Only ever 4 years into the future. Great, we have something in common. Absolutely. Besides just a burning passion for VR. All right. I can only see 1 second into the future. I can only see 4 seconds into the past. Anyway, a lot of interesting discussions to be had. That is for sure. That is for sure. Waiting for a big screen beyond. I know. I just keep dreaming about it. Like, give it to me. Give it to me. I hope they come out with a cheaper version. I was very interested in hearing. Sadly, it's Bradley talk about um, how one of the major costs is the custom lenses that they have, and it just makes me think like, do like, why not just make a version without the custom lenses? Like, just give it a little slider. That can't be. That's got to be a relatively simple approach, right? Bake is getting stronger. Haven't been in VR for a while. That's good to take breaks. Good to take breaks. You're still staring at a screen. Just is not super great, but as I stare at a screen, I say as I stare at a screen. Been focusing on Blender, so that is a good thing. Heck yeah. My prediction is that you are a living human being existing in 3D space, minding their own business, and observing over VR. Do you mean like simulation theory? Or like the idea that we live in a simulation? And we want to get rid of this one here. Copy and paste. And copy and paste. And that's how you get rid of weird normals. That's too strong. Can you physically touch yourself? I know that you were thinking, you dirty minded Jake. What? Do things ever actually touch? Also an interesting question. Okay. I think we've got the arm looking super good. Look at that clean retopo. Wow. Oh wow. How do we know we are not dreaming? I feel like I have a better sense. I've never had a moment in my real life where I felt like, am I dreaming? I always know when I'm dreaming. I don't get the intuition that I'm awake. I always get the intuition when I'm dreaming that I know that I'm dreaming. What if I'm having a lucid dream? My mind is tricking me into thinking that I watched the good old Sam. I mean, seems a very consistent dream. Reality is the most consistent dream. Lower. And we'll take this one. And we're going to retrofit this one here. Oops. Bam. A bam. Bama jamma. Bama jamma. Turn on the upper arm for a moment. Let's make sure this is fitting correctly. Now, a lot of fun stuff to explore in the future. If it isn't clear, I'm very excited about the future. All right, or better to say I'm excited about technology. Does anyone want to make a VR school with me? probably make a decent amount of money doing something like that. Then G-stretch. Just apply to a regular one. Perfect. Just add that to your resume when you apply. Something I'd be interested in the future. Future. The moment I'm mostly just interested in my own learning. Like, I think I'm gonna really start concertedly using Resonate in order to like teach myself programming and other just explore what topics are very suited to VR. Comes to learning. I want to know everything. Everything. Doubtful of present skills. Well, future goals. How would it be nice to just download the info like the Matrix? Oh, absolutely. Definitely the most underutilized skill in that whole in Matrix fiction. Like you think they could just be like, "Oh man." They're like, "Oh, the one. He's got some magic trick that no one else knows about." Like, why don't we just literally copy his brain and like because they could apparently do that. Or maybe it's more like a hyperbolic time chamber or something like that. Like a Dragon Ball Z style. Seem very inquisitive. It's my curse, my blessing. I just like learning if I like knowing I like learning things I can make. I have a hard time learning things just for the sake of learning things. I want to learn things to make things. That's what interests me. Scale that up. 1.6. Okay. And we'll bevel this one too. That's why I'm considering going, maybe taking an online course or something for programming, because just the more I think about it, the more it's like that's just such a valuable skill. So here's to learning. Get learnt, everybody. It's good for your brain. Long-term goal: stave off dementia with learning a lot. All right, and then we'll do Retopo arm. Dang, that looks superb. Superb. So there's a little gap right here. Yeah, learning's the best. Learning literally changes you. I could go on, but you get the picture. Ooh, now for the body. This is going to be fun. So, do I break the body? This will definitely be its own thing. This will be its own thing. Let's make a backup copy. And we'll say the topo. Save. I think we'll make this part its own thing, the little end of the tail. This will be its own chunk of stuff. This does not need to be mirrored, and neither does that. So let's make a collection here. This will be the HP tail tip. And we'll move this into there. Hide the body. And we'll start with this guy. And we'll take this, move him up. And just make a new plane. No. Cursor there. We'll make a circle of, you guessed it, 16. All right. And we just keep going. Got a lot more retopo to do. Do you believe AI will replace digital artists? I think that it will certainly account for a large part of what entertainment becomes, but I don't think we're very interested in things that we can't attribute a person to. Like, we're going to be far more interested in the things people do with AI than it replacing people. That being said, it will certainly have huge ramifications on industry. But I think the moment AI can fully replace art in and of itself and all the different pieces of it, then, I mean, is there any other job that is safe? Like, I don't think so, especially for, like, imagine making a movie. How many different technical aspects are to making a movie? It's making 3D art, all these different things. But, you know, market forces are very different than what will happen. So, like, if I could certainly see a lack of concern in consumers over AI art. And that's really the hard part, is that it's like, sure, AI will be able to do some interesting things that are somewhat similar to what artists can do. But will people care is the question, if it's a human or not. I'm getting the feeling that most likely people will still prefer a human behind it. behind the art. That's my guess. But again, certainly there will be a big portion of the population that just does not care at all, and it will all be all about the whatever results from AI generation. I think the conversation will change very dramatically once there's an completely AI hip hop artist. It's like people always point at Hatsune Miku, and it's like, oh, there's already been an AI, and it's like that's not the same thing. As it's maybe an analogy for it, but it is absolutely not the same as what we will see in the future or soon. People like people, exactly. Like we're in it to understand. It's hard. Do we like to we learn about ourselves through other people, and I don't think you're going to get that same kind of learning. You won't be as interested in learning things purely from an AI. Most people won't. I think the only thing that for sure is going to happen is there's going to be a ton of AI companion bots. So like basically, I mean, you get the picture, but I think that will be the biggest and first main market of AI that we see. Not just like romantic or sexual companions, but like meaningful assistance. Robots AIs that help you with your life, that genuinely have a good impact on like helping you get shit done. AI assistants, maybe. For sure. I mean, that's going to be the biggest mark. That'll be the first mark. Like, even right now, we have like Bing search on Microsoft. That's going to be GPT powered. It already is GPT powered. It'll just be even better and faster. Voice commands instead of typing. Able to take actions on your computer for you. That alone would be a huge game changer. But will I have to feed him like my Tamagotchi, or will it will die? Only if you want it to. I want my AI to die. I mean, AI is a scam. I wish people understood the environmental damage training LLMs cost. I'm not terribly concerned about that. Like, yeah, but like, you could look at any. It's like, oh, LLMs using servers. It's like, okay, AI training is not the majority of what AWS does. Amazon Web Services, which is like a cloud computing. Like, yes, the environmental damage for LLMs is huge, but is it bigger than Netflix? Probably not. Is it bigger than YouTube? Probably not. Twitch? Probably not. Like, I was like, it's a very relative concern, very contextual concern. Yes, training those is huge, but those aren't the services that are running 24/7 all the time at scale currently. Sexual AI companions having sex with Noodle? Clunk, clank, clank, clank. One response from ChatGPT costs 2 gallons of water. Yeah, but you think that water just disappears? Like, I'm not concerned by that. I don't think that's a. I think that is a very clickbait headline. It's makes a great headline. I'll put it that way. They're trained, yes, but I feel that their training will be able to optimize our energy consumption by a lot. Oh, absolutely. I mean, the whole reason coal is dying right now is because battery installations can respond immediately and flexibly, um, whereas coal is so slow to roll up. Um, it's just not quite the same. Or yeah, it's a huge advantage being able to do these very flexible, very powerful models. And not only that, but like there are so many other. I think the answer is small LMs are more flexible and centered on specific information and tasks. It'll be both. Be both. Because they have both have utility, and that's really all it comes down to. It's like, is it useful? Is it useful? And that, I mean, already I've read these articles. Who knows how sensational as they are, but of like people being able to discover their what's actually making them sick that their doctors just were not able or incompetent in finding, and these patients used ChatGPT to quickly and easily find what the heck is going on with their body or what's going wrong, you know, and like uh like we in very soon, very quickly, AI in healthcare will not just be a part of it. It will probably be an essential part of it, like rapidly. What if Earth is no longer able to sustain itself and all of its resources will somehow run out of like water, food, material, ores, etc.? How will humans survive? We're not going to run out of water. Water doesn't go. All of these things don't disappear. We use them and then there's some. I'm gonna eat some games. Catch you later. Sounds good, Snartum. Sounds good. I'll catch you later. Uh, yeah, I think that keep offset selection. Oh, interesting. Okay, I have to delete this, then make a new circle, and apply the rotation. I don't think that there are other more important targets of environmental concern than. I'm gonna go now. Take care. Keep up the good work. Sounds good, Thorn. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming by. Hope you have a good one. Um, but there are other companies that are more concerning when it comes to environmental damage than AI. That's what I'll say. Like I think it's a very cherry picked concern. Not necessarily that you're cherry picking, but just in the scope of what's actually an issue in terms of environmental concerns. AI is not it. I would trust an AI that is programmed to keep me healthy than a doctor that wants to sell pharma. Same thing for corruption. 100%. And just to imagine how cheap those things will get because you're not constrained by human time and labor. Um, education, so many industries will just transform um, rapidly. Tutors for every child will probably be one of the biggest uh, things Microsoft goes after in the near term. But I definitely understand your concern, Fable. Like we absolutely want to have efficient and environmentally friendly um, technology. But in terms of what is actually a concern, I don't see AI as being a big one. I don't think that is computation wants to be efficient and it wants to be environmentally friendly. Like the idea that it uses water is I think taken so out of context because It's like they're going to recycle that water. They're going to reuse it. Like it's not a finite resource in the same way that drinking water is. AIs have the same biases as the data sets they were trained on. Oh, absolutely. Um, but it's just like any other intelligence making decisions. You know, I don't think that's any different from a human in that context. Um, just the same stuff we've already been dealing with, but this time we have a little bit more control, and it's faster. You know, I think again one of the biggest, most potent advantages of the AI is like, sure, it can be biased, but is it going to take? You know, it's like I was just talking to someone. They needed their doctor to sign off on a form, and it took them like a week and a half just to sign this form. Um, AI doctor can sell you pharma same as a human doctor, but here's the difference: we get to actually go into the brain of an AI and see what's going on. And I think the open source AI movement will be vital. Uh, you know, we understand that bias uh, on a much more potent way than we do with people, much more direct way, much more flexible way. But I don't think the idea that, oh, AI is going to have bias. The AI, there's going to be tons of different AIs. There'll be there's going to be an AI for every human being, a different kind of AI, because everyone wants a personalized AI. So of course it's going to have bias. Like that's just the nature of making AI personal. Um, AI is programmed by population for population. Exactly. Another thing about the bias thing is you wouldn't want a true. No one truly wants unbiased AI, because when you say bias, that's a different bias than other people have in mind, and so already you enter this position where it, one AI can't be everything for everyone. There's going to be a proliferation of them, a bunch of different varieties for a bunch of different people. Would be biased for our good. Certainly, I think that there's going to be problems, like having intelligence that cheap, you know, put into. You can imagine it being you can imagine the negative cases super easily. Um, but for the ability for people to make their own AIs, to have control of the type of AI they want to use it how they want, that's going to be a very essential part of it, of what AI looks like in the future. Everyone's going to have their own desires on what they want to do with AI and how it should be, and thoughts on how it should be used. And that's exactly how it should be. It shouldn't be one person or one group of people deciding what's best. It should just be, they should go to the very fundamental human right of freedom of speech. Your healthcare brought to you by Microsoft. Yay. Is it any different than what you have now? Like I see a chance for improvement, and you're just there's there's no way that I can convince you not to be cynical if you choose to embrace cynicism. Hello, Nogvile and Modern. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is your day going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic one. All right, let's grab this loop and close it as well. You're good. Well, good. Glad to hear that. We're just discussing AI in the future, what that might look like. My first time here. Well, welcome. Welcome. I make a VR chat avatar so you can see the guy I'm working on up above. Little mech dragon. But Fable, I don't mean to come off very strongly. I certainly wish you well. Or I think that it's important to have a lot of different perspectives on what the future of AI looks like. So I appreciate you chiming in, and I don't want to come off too strong. Um, is that a transformer? It's actually a custom character of someone. Oh, hello, Honeyham. Welcome. This is just a custom character. It's going to be a VTuber and a VR chat avatar, but definitely inspired by Transform, like that kind of look. Classic mech. One thing I was heard is the beginning of Fear Anger AI was a whole and not just image generators. Not quite sure what you mean by that, but Honeyham, also welcome Honeyham. But certainly there are problems with how things are trained, and the nature of what copyright is going to be a very central topic, at least to start with. Because especially in the idea of like, is it going to replace people? I personally don't think it will replace people fully. Replace artists, at least not in the way it's described. But there's certainly a very adamant group that is excited and thrilled at the idea of it replacing artists, and that's concerning to me. Looks like a transformer. That's why it acts. It definitely got that vibe. About AI, I agree, but it's very skeptical approach to AI is important. We're talking about technology that will fundamentally challenge humanity on many levels. Very true. Very true. No, we will definitely need as many perspectives and as many different variations on AI as possible. Just like life, by having variation, we'll find the successful approach. Like the AI of Endgame for goons and other systems. Gotcha. Like um, like an NPC AI. I mean, that's definitely coming. I'm looking forward to that for video games. That'll be a lot of fun to interact with. Oh, hello, what they mean. Also, hello everyone coming in. Honeyham, the violin. What they mean. Hello, welcome. Agree. It might also mean it might shorten the amount of humans on this world. That's why we should all go to Mars. Certainly, we want to do our absolute best to ensure Earth survives as long as possible. Life on Mars won't succeed without life on Earth. Nog violin, yeah. Boycotting AI art is going to make a lot of proto-gen artists sad. Hello, Xyz, welcome. Yeah, I think it's a hot topic to talk about generative AI. Very touchy subject for a lot of different reasons, rightfully so for many people. I don't see it going away. I think that like the box has been opened and it's here. And it's like, I think that there's the knee-jerk reaction to just say all AI art is bad it'd be like if we traveled back in time and people are like, don't use the internet. We shouldn't use the internet. Like, there's problems with it, obviously, but it's not going away. Imagine an AI dungeon master generating all NPC interactions on the go while you play and generate an environment around you in VR. Rather talk about art and animation. Absolutely. AI is a little stressful. I hope to see that. I think that Resonite may have I mean, there's already you can already do API calls. You're doing fine, Nog Violin. I definitely understand what you're saying. But you can and like AI for translation and stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. Being able to understand the world better is important. that one, grab this one, and bada boom. All right, so we're applying a shrink wrap modifier here just to make sure we get it looking real nice. The horn. This is kind of a point of interest, so we definitely want it to look good. Hello, Angel. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How goes your day? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. And I think we could smooth that a little. Well, that's probably good enough for now. Bam. And we'll recombine this one. We'll call it retopo tape. Day is going pretty well. Good. Happy Friday. It's going really well for me. We are kicking butt, slowly, quickly going through our retopology here. Play in a seamless setting. Must be hard streaming every day. It's easier than working every day alone in my room. I would rather do this than go back to what I was doing before. And that being said, I'm really enjoying streaming. I feel like this last week things have really heated up on my stream, and we've gotten a lot more interaction, a lot more people coming by. No butt kicking for you today. I'm a butt kicker. If I may ask, what did you model with that requires a topo? Is this base mesh that dense? Let me show. So we can hide the tail tip. There, go to the high poly. So it's none of the modifiers are applied. But I prefer retopology because you can get like for example, this crease in here. Like I could just model that by hand, but by baking, I'm gonna get a lot of free detail in a way. Like some of these need some tweaks. So before we actually bake, I'll probably make sure all my bells are looking proper and stuff like that. But it's just I prefer making high poly, and these are all separate objects right now. So that's really the main reason, is that each of these is like a different thing. So we're going to make a cage around it, extract those details, and like these little hard, like really sharp edges and stuff, those will look super good when it's baked. These are not the fingers, these are it's the tip of the tail. So let me show off the full character here. Ta-da! So yeah, we got this guy. We're working on this little chunk right here. Next we'll do the tail. Talking about why two words. It's lots of bevels and subdiv, etc. Exactly. It's just there's a lot of benefits in my mind now to not quite. We're already finished with the detailed version. Now we're making the simple version. So we have to make two versions. Being a modeler is like a cheat code to be a game developer. It's you know, it depends on how you look at it. It's all related. How am I seeing the back? How am I rotating? It's just the blender here. Some of the simple controls. Standard controls, simple controls. I'm not sure if that was your question though. Oh, sorry. How am I seeing through this here? So in this view, there is a retopology view here. So if you go into your viewport display, it's a really handy button with retopology. They added this somewhat recently, and it's great. I definitely use it and abuse it a lot because it just speeds things up. Speeds things up. I'm going to copy this vector. Oops. I have to set this to 180. And paste. Oh yeah, that looks amazing. We'll do one more little bevel on this spot right here. And we'll set it to offset because we want it to be very uniform. A little bit smaller. 0.0005. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I guess I could have tried to bevel this here. No, it's going to get difficult with this little edge. We'll leave that alone. Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. I'm going to sit down now. Time to sit down. So my progress on the model. Not just yet. Not just yet. So for the reference image, here, if that's what you're asking about, Nog. So if you have an image, there's a way to turn off which side you see right here, just in your image settings. So I have it set to front. So you just see the back, or you just see the front only. All right, that's the tail tip done. Let's work on the tail. I have a standing desk. I've got a standing desk. So we're just sitting down now. Put this in, let's make a new collection. Retopo. Body. Let's put all this in the body. Bam. Okay. And the tail we're going to do as a completely separate object. What I'd like to do is duplicate these, combine them, and turn off our... Actually, no. I guess we'll start from scratch. We'll take the tail. There. How often do I alternate between standing and sitting? Like every 40 minutes to an hour, something like that. How to properly mirror an object with the mirror modifier. So it again comes down to your location and scale settings. So when you have a mirror modifier, for here, for example, my rotation is 0. So when I'm mirroring on the x-axis, I know that it's going to be on this direction, this way, and this way, because it's on the x over here. But you have to have your rotation zeroed out. You should usually have your scale zeroed out as well. And then you'll be able to get a good idea which direction it's mirroring. And yeah, so keep in mind the XYZ here determines what mirroring it means right there. So you want to just keep a good eye on your transforms. Transforms. All right, tail time. So I'm going to take these, isolate them. Actually, we'll make another collection. HP tail. Move that up here. And move these into the tail. Okay. Man, I've been liking how the face looks even before adding in the pupils. Gives it a different vibe. It's a little more intense. Do you perceive me? Angel, I speak English and Chinese. Well, hello. I will say hello in Chinese. Hello in Chinese. Sorry, it's a bad joke. Can't speak my native language. All right, so we'll do that. And then Definitely need to make sure that they're slapped onto the curve. There's a slight curve on the tail that we want to capture. And then we don't need to make this side yet. I don't want to make this side yet. What we'll do is we'll take this, duplicate it, and move it over. Delete that. And we're just going to make sure it all fits. All right, and we're just going to do this at least 8 times. At least 8 times. All right, take this again. Shift D, duplicate, move up. Why not have the shrink wrap modifier on during this step? I certainly can turn it on. I just need to combine the tail objects. So if I take my tail here, if I mesh them, and then combine them. Yeah, we can slap that on there. Certainly not a bad idea to use it. So it does feel a little bit below the surface. Raise it up a little. Raise it. Oh, that's why. There we go. That's what I want to see. That's what I won't see. Okay, and then we take this again, duplicate it, move it forward. And we're just gonna do this quite a few times. And I could have tried to use like the array modifier to remake it. Maybe it would have been faster, but I'd still have to tweak it either way. So I don't mind just going in and doing it manually. A lot of times, like, you can use a procedural system or modifier or something to speed things up, but you do it, you kind of gamble when you try to do that. It's like, will it work? Will it work? Are you going to try to make an animation with this? Mind asking how dense is the underlying mesh? Let's take a look. Not super dense. Super dense at all. It's mostly the bevel modifier that's giving it a lot of the smoothness. But still good to save. Sorry, there's some sound behind me. Still good to save on resolution where you can. Excuse me. Probably fill in this spot too. On the tail. And here. And there. Because it all adds up. It all adds up. I think we'll probably be around 50,000 triangles after we make the body. And then when we get to the expressions, there's a lot of smaller items we'll be making, like hats and things like that. So no animation, I guess. I'll be making an animation. It'll be animated in a sense. I'm not going to make an animation, but this character is made for VR chat. So when people are playing VR chat, it's matching their movements. Um, so yes and no. Not animation in the way it's typically described. But when the person's in VR, it'll match their movements, expressions, things like that, legs, and it'll have physics and stuff like that. It is pretty cool. If you haven't checked out VR Chat, it's definitely worth seeing. Though it might be banned in China. Live motion capture, exactly. Live motion capture is the way to go. Actually, no, there was a Chinese World in VR Chat last time I was there. Bam, bam, bam. And okay, fill that in. Almost there. One more to go. So take this guy. Turn off Shift Tab. Duplicate, move forward. SZ, SY. And we're almost there. Almost there. My only fear with the tail right now, I want to have it be all connected. Yeah, because no, this is the right way to go. Otherwise, things are going to pop out. If I made them all like separate sections, like actually separate objects, I think that would be really difficult to actually get to work properly. So you're trying to make a character of you, or are you making a character for a VR game? Um, VR Chat is a game where you can make custom content. So I'm not working for the game. I'm working for someone who plays the game and would like to have a custom character. Oops. Turn on auto merge. Bridge that one. How long? Hello, House. Welcome back. How long have I been used, or how long have I learned Blender? So I started taking Blender very seriously about 4.5 years ago, and started learning it to try to do this. But I had some experience with Blender maybe like 10 years ago. So I've had some experience for a long time, but it was a very different context. Nice. That's beautiful. I love it. I love this. This little gap right here is kind of weird. How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? I think we have to start from the back and work our way forward. Let's duplicate the shrink wrap and apply it. And then point to SY0. Straighten that out. Beautiful. All right. I have learned Blender for 2+ years, and I'm rushing into high tech sci-fi futuristic alien stuff. Well, that's exciting. That's definitely a good direction to go. I love me some good sci-fi. There's a great show I watched that I think about a lot, which is The Expanse. Fantastic show. Really loved that. Um, Super good. And hologram phones. Love The Expanse. Oh, it's so good. I can't. I hope that they bring it back. It's unfortunate just how much trouble. It was a very cursed production in a way. They ran into so many different issues, but they still made the most of it. Highly recommend For All Mankind as a good follow-up show. Oh, that's the one with the guy, the big blonde guy. I forget his name. Oh, sorry, I call. One moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My brother had to call me, but he's just jabbering on, trying to remember what he should get for groceries. Not that it's a bad thing, but yes, Amos is absolutely my favorite character, and I'll have to check out For All Mankind. I need to get some more sci-fi into my blood. The most lovable sociopath, absolutely. I mean, you could argue that oh, what's her name? The the like president lady. Anyway, I forget her name, but she's on that sociopath spectrum as well. Also watched it. It's very good. It's so good. So I do not know what it is, but it sounds expensive. And hello from France, Angel Star. Welcome. Did not know you were French, but hello. I know you're hanging out. I'm just saying. I'm just following up on your French comment. I'm still general VC in Sam's server. Okay. Venture capitalist. No. So that's what I think when I hear VC. Bam. And we're gonna move those forward. If anybody wants to talk. Okay, heck yeah. Yeah, it looks like there's people in the chat. I do have a Discord server. I can share that. Just one moment. Invite, copy, and paste. I would subscribe to your channel, but I'm not I'm not convinced about sharing my credit card data here. I would prefer PayPal. That's fair. I mean, I am on Twitch, so right now I'm on a multi-stream. So I'm on Twitch, YouTube, uh, Kick, and Twitter. So um, I beat him to it. So you're definitely welcome to subscribe there if that's easier. But I appreciate that, House. Appreciate that. Why not on Discord? I never really thought about it actually. I don't know if I can on Restream. I'll have to check that out. That might be a good thing to do. Probably the most ad-free version of streaming, so not a bad thought at all. I just need to get my redeems out of my Twitch, and so I can add them to other things. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. It's going to be interesting. How do I get this to... Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll take this, and this edge will actually just be the edge we use for all of these. Or no, that doesn't work quite right. I think we actually need to do this. So that still works. It still works. I think. No, then I'd have to run another cut. Queen C, hello, welcome back. Hello. That's why I changed. Okay, well, welcome. Did you change from a different account, or is this How's courses? Hey, Aziz says, Penny for your thoughts specifically on how you have your loop and mesh tools set up. Okay. Um, so loop tools are great. If you don't have it, it's totally a free add-on. I changed account. So are you House, or is this someone else on Queen C? That's not me. Okay. Someone's trying to fake me out. But yeah, so Axes, to elaborate on your question, this is the best. This is probably one of the best tools I've ever used in Blender. It is essential. I think that without it, you're basically lost. Like you're just not gonna have a fun time working in Blender. It will actually hurt to work in Blender, but I can't go back. But is there a specific question you had regarding the loop tools? Because definitely great tools, but I would need to know a little bit more about kind of what you're looking for in terms of a question. I have to keep axing it to quick access. How do you have it on screen all the time? Oh, it's its own tab. It's in the edit tab here. So if I go to item, edit, it's in this little menu here, but usually it looks like this. And I think you only see it in edit mode. So it's not in any other screen besides this one. Which may be why you don't see it. And space those. And we're just going through, cleaning this up. And that look real nice. Nice and pretty. It's not really necessary to do this, but it's just so much easier to weight paint or to UV map later if I do all that. Found it, thanks. I was going crazy trying to figure out how to have it around. Didn't notice it was in the side tabs. It's hidden. It's a secret. And thank you again for the bits, Axes. Super appreciate it. Um, yeah, I'm slowly cobbling together my idea of what the perfect set of add-ons is. I just recently got this one. I think you were there yesterday, but this action recorder one, very interesting. It's like a Photoshop layer actions if you're familiar with those. But basically, you can like save a process, uh, and I have a feeling that will be an essential part. Thank you again for the bits. 4 bits. Thanks for the answer. Absolutely, absolutely, much appreciated. Much appreciated. My pleasure. And now I have to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with these little edges here, because this is kind of a tricky problem. So if we take this one, now let's look at the end. So we took this, put there, that's still confusing. How about a middle one? I'm going to extrude it this way. I think what we want is from this corner to this corner. That's the only way that works. Yeah, okay, so that's what we'll do. So what we're doing is filling this in so we can connect these like that. All right. Next, what we'll want to do is take this and put it here. Like that. Good morning, Fallout. Hello, welcome. Good morning, USA. No, Vietnam. That's what it is. Good morning, Vietnam. I really created quite the pickle for myself here. I don't see how else to do this any other way. It's gotta be that. It's gotta be that. I actually got a commission today. Hey, congrats. That's awesome. I'm very glad I've adjusted my prices, so I feel happy with the amount. That is good to hear. Good to hear. Definitely want to be doing work that supports yourself. But congratulations. Kicking butt, taking names. I suppose you're dealing with the fallout of all your hard work. Bye, Quincy. Have a good day. Thank you for coming by. Zin, so I remembered you mentioned to me that you're very comfortable working with hard surface avatars. Have you gotten a good amount of requests to make hard surface avatars? Thank you, Quincy. For my commissions, I've done maybe 6 or so hard surface avatars. It's definitely less frequent than organic characters, but still quite frequent. And then there's also other elements of characters that end up being hard surface a lot, like armor. armor very frequently it works the same in the sense like it's a hard surface. um, and so that does share a little bit of DNA with hard surface avatars. And now we're gonna bevel. Darn, it makes a really awkward cut there. Oh no, that's an exception. Bevel there. Nice. Okay. That's gonna look good. This is what it looks like inside of this view. Maybe I'll redo the bevel and include this interior edge as well. Valthris. Boop. Well, Valthyris. I was actually wondering, would you recommend receiving payments? I've been using PayPal, but I get weird with it having an IRL name. It's not the business version of it, though IDK if you can have a different name with that one. I believe you can put just your name. You can also have multiple emails in your PayPal account, I believe. I don't think there's any disadvantage to switching your PayPal to a business. I use it as a business account. I believe there's a disadvantage, uh, but I use PayPal as well. That being said, there's totally other options out there for this kind of stuff. So for payment and transactions, I don't know. I'm not very familiar with many others just because I've been using PayPal so long. Use Cash App. Yeah, that would be a great addition. Um, Certainly, if you looking for some anonymity, perhaps making a new account is a good call on a separate service. Personally, I used to seek out anonymity with my commissions, but now I'm just jaded and I'm just gonna put my name everywhere. um, there's some benefits to that, but certainly it does reflect your comfort level with it. How many commissions do you have a month? You look like you work really hard and with details, so I guess quite a lot. I usually am able to do anywhere between 2 to 4 commissions a month. So that's like my usual amount. It takes about 2 weeks to finish an avatar. I think I'm doing a bit more than that. I think altogether this month I've finished 3 already, and if I don't think I'll finish these ones before the end of the month, but it's pretty close to 4. I know I finished one. One, I guess 3. Yeah, 3 this month. Okay, if you do that, then it makes me feel a little more comfortable and safe. Yeah, I think it's definitely. I think the question is like, what is your concern? If you do have specific, hell yeah, keep going. Heck yeah, yeah. I am doing this full time. I'm doing this full time. It's my feel very lucky to be here doing this full time. Um, but yeah, if you have a specific concerns fallout, definitely let me know. But overall, I feel pretty comfortable using PayPal. Um, so far, I've yet to have any issues. But some people very much dislike PayPal, and I'm not here to say that they're the best. It's just what I use. I'm going to include these ones in the bevel as well. I'm sad. Oh, that's my current model is working on for a client because my data drive is ate by corruption. My goodness. That is rough. That is really rough. Uh, man. Got it. Can you see if you can take it to someone to get it recovered? Some tech person? That's a fear that I feel. I tried. Man, that was rough. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Valtherus. Hopefully you get a break. It's bad. Well, I wish you well getting recovering from that and getting a new hard drive instead. I'm sure you'll land on your feet in no time. Just remember the tough moments are temporary. Oh darn, I did miss this spot as well. Just don't want to deal with triangles here and bevel. I have a RAID array in my PC to prevent corruption / data loss. Strongly recommend. I should probably look into something like that. Probably should. I'm struggling with furry legs. You got make sure to get a reference image and put it down. And working on a 15-inch laptop, I can't do RAID. Can't afford a real PC at the moment. Well, I wish you well. Again, just kind of recovering from that, get into a good position to get a new computer, new PC, all that jazz. Okay, I think we've got the right combo now. This is going to take a while to get correct. It's going to take a little while. And it looks like it made n-gons, which is disappointing. Darn it. Okay, I'm going to back up one more time. Just need to look at how this is happening. So it creates an n-gon here, which is frustrating. Fair components get so expensive these days. It used to be if you couldn't buy one, you could buy it for cheap. Now you can't even do that. Yeah, they are like a car. That's kind of how I think of it. Definitely not as expensive as a car, but it's almost gets to be more and more of a similar comparison as time goes on. Could you make a tutorial on how to make furry legs in Blender? It's pretty much the same, and you're sculpting still, right? You just gotta dig deep and find the right shapes. You know, it'll take a little bit of time, but it's worth doing. You just got to get good reference. Don't try to do it based on memory. Find an image of a good leg and go from there. I know you're using that character sheet, but you can also get other images, find other reference material, and that'll always be a good starting point. Just Mystic Fall. I didn't have the money. There was a deal at Micro Center for $700 of a motherboard and a RAM and CPU. It was top of the line too. Well, let me know when you see those deals. I'll take that too. Yeah. Send me the hardware discounts. But yeah, Angel, it's just gonna take time, you know. Even if it's not perfect, just stick with it and make what you can. Make what you can. So, step one: look for good leg images. 3 hours later, what was I doing? Still up? I can send you the link. Yeah, feel free on Discord or here. Evan, won't catch the stream tonight as I will be out, but I'll surely watch the VOD over the weekend. That sounds good. Definitely enjoy your time out and yeah, happy Friday. Happy Friday. It sounds like you're making the most of your Friday, which is good to hear. Ooh, this one's going to take a while. This one is going to take a while to get right. I can feel it now. I can feel it now, Mr. Krabs. A lot of making sure is this point in the right spot and then is this point in the right spot. Move it here, move it there, move it everywhere. There you go, DM. Thank you. Your stream started at an interesting time for me. I work the night shift, so when I get home, you're already streaming for like an hour already. Whew. Dang. Jared, Warlock J, Mechanized Chicken Squad, cluck out. Welcome, Warlock. Yeah, it's I gotta say, I say this every time someone mentions they work a night shift. I don't think I'm capable of doing that. Like when the sun goes down, the brain stops for me. The brain stops working. You know, this should be right in the crevice. If that's the case, I don't even need it to be beveled. Well, for the normals I do. Okay, but we want this edge in the crevice. Yes. Okay. Get in the crevice. I'm 100% a night person, so whenever people try to contact me during the day, it's like a 50-50 chance I'm awake or I'm asleep. I'm sure you're even more of a night person now. I do envy being able to stay up late, but I feel a bit of vindication because I am a morning person and I can get up pretty early. I'm usually up at 6:30, which maybe isn't crazy early, but I'm very consistent getting up at that time. As soon as the sun's up, I'm pretty much not sleeping anymore. Oh yeah, those normals look so good though. This is gonna bake well. This is gonna bake really well. Gotta go and order them. Angel Star, my model arms are red. Well, time to solve the issue. Are they red in sculpt mode or just normally? Because if it's in just normal mode, that means you have a material on it. If it's red in sculpt mode, those are your face sets. My master called upon me to serve. I'll probably catch later stream. Wow, this guy got that dom sub relationship going. Impressive. enjoy your day, Sky. We'll catch you later. Was showing him inverted faces yesterday. I think he needs to flip normals. They are red when I turn on face orientation. Face orientation. Yeah, so yeah, definitely it's shift N. Shift N. So select all your vertices and hit shift N in a combination. And that should reset your vectors. Alrighty. One step at a time. You're getting there. This one's different. Oh, no, it's different. They're just on top of each other. I was like, where is that other vertex? It's hidden. Hidden vertex. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. And if anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm just kind of chilling right now. In about 30 minutes, actually sooner than 30 minutes, I'll take another early lunch today. Early, not super early, but just a few minutes. Because my brother is bringing me food. And yeah, so for anyone new here, for anyone lurking that might be new, definitely hit that follow and subscribe button. Because I will be back soon. I do break my day up into 2 streams. And so this is the first stream of the day, and we'll be back a little bit later again for some more modeling. But we'll be switching avatars. We'll be working on a Minotaur Man. A Minotaur Man. Uh-oh. No, okay, like that. Bam. This. Like that. A little bit of this and that. Also, kind of curious, like, just for the stream in general, is there anything you all would like to see me do, or like, as I well, what am I trying to say? It's like any expectations of normal stream stuff, like being a streamer, less of a, because I feel like I'm in a different spot than some other streamers, where I'm more of like an educator streamer in a way, a little bit, art stream. Anyway, just if you guys would like to see me do anything on the regular, let me know. Getting some feedback there. Okay, let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, how soft and rounded that looks. Delicious. Delicious. This one's a triangle as well, when it should be a quad. Probably just getting started on stuff like custom sub Fallout notifications. That's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah, I think the default zombie is probably a little lame. All looks quite good. Make my own zombie notification. And at last, merge these together. Nice. Okay. Then we need to clean up this one again, because I must have misgrabbed one of these. And merge these again. Alrighty. Okay, I know this is boring, but we're almost done with it. Almost done. Just doing the same. This is what a lot of work in Blender usually looks like. Slowly moving vertices around into the right spots. Not the most glamorous lifestyle, I have to say. Have to admit. People think 3D modelers live lives of luxury. That's not the case. Instead, it's just moving vertexes around. We're on that grind. On that vertex grind. Okay, beautiful. Does look crazy clean though. That looks so nice. I'm in love with that. I'm in love with that. And I think we just merge these. Bam. And that last. Like that. Bada. Boom. Okay. So we finished the top section here. Now what we'd like to do is finish our bottom section. The trouble we're going to have is figuring out how to take the top part and efficiently wrap it down around these. I don't think we need much resolution, maybe just one section. Definitely what we need to do is make a circle of, we'll do 8. 8 is fine because it's a straight tube. I'm going to separate that really quick. Select this edge, duplicate, apply, and then recombine this. But Control J, Control J, Control J. Just have to click that 8 times. No biggie. We don't need all this. We just need this side, this corner. It's probably easier to move while we have it. And what we want to do, why don't we just run it the length of the, I take it back. We're going to do one subdivision on this and circle it nice and round. Okay. Seems inefficient. Let me take the tube itself. Bam. 10. How many are these? 32? Okay, let's take all our tubes, duplicate them, and separate them. Then we have a separate tube. I'm going to add a multi-res and hit unsubdivide. Perfect. So now it should be 16 by 16. You can apply that, move it out to scene collection. All right. Then on the inside of these, it should be easier to select the outside first, slightly. Look very crisp. Whatever. Perfect. Take this. All right. And then we'll say select edge loops. Easiest to do this. Select edge loops. Delete. Okay, so we deleted the interior sections. Then we want to delete any hidden portion. So select it, select boundary loop, and deselect the main tube section. This. And then go Control plus, delete those. Then we will connect them. Let's just check how it looks. Pretty good. All right, then we can do boundary looping. Yeah, we have to do it one at a time. Delete the interior bridge. Just delete them all first. Edge loops, is that not my select loop, edge loops, add the quick favorites. Okay, next add-on to look for, one that makes the quick menu a little bit nicer, because it's starting to get a little crowded in my quick favorite menu. Bridge. All right, that looks really cool. Now what we want to do is see if it lines up on our view. Okay. Then we need to cut here and here. Here. All right. I think that's a good start. We'll go ahead and combine it with our other plane, which we'll now call retopo tail. And look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Very nicely attaches. We've got what we need to begin. Lurking. I'm going to dissolve it so there's just one segment, one loop cut per segment. And then for each of these segments, actually, let's just select one at a time. Bam. Go ahead and select edge rings. Point 2. Just kind of grow them a little so we get a nice sharper edge. Nice, very satisfying. Okay. Now we have to figure out how to combine all these. Oh boy. Oh boy. Have you ever had to reject a commission request for it being too complex? Um, I've never had to reject one, but there's certainly things that like too many outfits is like a usual one. Like it would be crazy. It'd be a little too much to have 8, 10 different outfits or something like that. And then other things are usually like, oh, that's just not actually possible in VR chat. Unity doesn't. Unity can't do that thing. That's a more common one where it's not necessarily like too complex. It's just actually not feasible. Or VR chat can't do it. Either Unity or VR chat. Um, yeah, usually people have a if people have played VR chat before, they usually have a good understanding of like how much you would expect to have on a character. Uh, and then if the only things that are really really complex are usually like I want to I want an interactable object that other people can grab and things like that, or one person wanted like an object that they could grab and rip, and those things get really like using avatar dynamics and stuff that can get really complex. So if possible, like for the axe on your character, I'm just going to use a system that someone else has made to make the logic behind having the axe be grabbable, and there's a few other cool things for it. Like you can swap hands and stuff like that. So that's how I'm going to deal with that, because I personally would not want to make that from scratch. It's doable, it's possible, but it's also just a lot of work. Yeah, usually less complexity and difficulty are usually tied very closely together. Yeah. Other than that, I really do like finding something that's gonna force me to learn something. Um, I like this work because there's always something to learn, but it's also a little the devious aspect of getting doing these kinds of commissions is that it's I feel like I'm getting paid to learn, which is almost feels like cheating. It's like, oh, cool. I gotta. Someone will want me to make this, and I get to learn how to do it. Dope. Like that's just awesome. Uh, Not many other spaces that where I feel like that's even possible. Hello, Mr. Lone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the stream. You caught me just before lunch. I'll probably be going on lunch in just a moment, but I certainly appreciate you coming by. And also, I think Angel wanted me to see the work that they've done, so let's just get a quick peek in Blender. Oh, maybe not. But got my trackers today. Hey, that's awesome. Awesome. Time to do full body dancing. And thank you for the link, Fall. Taking a look at that. Micro Center. Micro Center. Oh. Interesting. Man, I need to upgrade my computer. It's time to get upgraded. All right, so what I think we can do is we can take each of these edges and loop them down here like this. That's the hope. So that would be a nice simple way to bring everything together. Fingers crossed. So let's see how this works. Extrude this. Do I want to push these up into the corner? Oh, I kind of regret making this here. Ah, okay. No, that's actually better. Yeah, we'll delete that. And then we'll take this edge and connect it like this. Right? There's an angle here. It slopes down. This is going to be a challenge. I think what we need is another cut. So I dissolved those, but we're gonna bring them back. We did another cut. Do a cut here. That seems unnecessary. Or I could bevel this. I like that a lot more. And then we can connect quite nicely. Okay, so let's at least do that. I know I want that. So we bevel. Boom. Make sure it's set to %. And then we can connect directly across here. Anyone got any fun VR plans this weekend? Any cool events going on in VR chat? Bam, bam. I guess I could connect these. It's Friday. Probably dancing. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Get that body moving. I can hear my cat running around outside. And now she's yelling. You sure? You sure? I guess that. I guess this seems to be working. Oh, it's challenging though. This technically works. Okay. All right. I think we've got the plan of action. Perfect. Just in time, too. Right before lunch. And we finished this up. Should be that. Nice. She's a maniac, maniac. And she danced and like she's dance. That's gotcha. Yeah. Boom. Boom. I'm really glad I found your stream through your commissions. It's been relaxing to watch you after work. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I definitely like providing a chill experience. Maybe in the future we'll do some less chill game streams or something, but for now, it's chill. We just chill. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm very pleased with how that came out. And we're just going to do one final bevel to really seal the deal. It doesn't look that different without it, so never mind. We will leave that alone. But we could have done it. It could have happened. I'll have to. This side's a little different because it had an edge already on it. Which technically we want to get rid of so we can mimic it again. All right. I expected my brother to be here a little earlier with lunch, but I guess I'll just keep working until he gets here with lunch. So he's not home yet, so we might just keep going for a little bit longer. He's probably going to arrive any second. It's noon my time, usually when I take lunch. But he's not here yet, so. Ooh, I'm hungry. Give me food. Give me food. I require sustenance. Seymour. Feed me, Seymour. Perhaps. Perhaps. I have a feeling we'll need to redo. I mean, this whole section is going to be hidden, so I don't really need to make too much of it. Well, hope you have a nice lunch. Gotta go. Same to you, Mr. Lonely. Thank you. Much appreciated. Enjoy your lunch, and I'll catch you later. Have a great day. But thanks for coming by. Glad you can make it towards the end. At least for a little bit. Sorry to sniffle. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Drop that in retopo body. Well, not quite. We will hide it, but in this version here, this is the HP version, high poly version. I do want to fill these spots, some of these spots in. I don't really want it to just be void. Okay, these two we can combine. These will be using the dark material. So we just have like a void on the end there, which I think is quite useful. And we'll do the same thing here. Well, not quite the same thing right there. Funny, how did I... Oh Lord. All right, grab this one. 2 here, and 2 here. Duplicate. Extrude. Yeah, same thing here. Take this. Duplicate. Oh, I keep hitting Shift F. Definitely getting sleepy and tired. And hungry. So I'm hitting the wrong buttons now. All right, there we go. Now it feels sealed. And we'll just close it up. So just in case it pokes through or you see through it, there's not just an empty space. All right, but I think it's a good time for me to go ahead and end it here. I'm definitely getting hungry and it's hard for me to concentrate at the moment. So good time to rest, time to reset the stream. But I want to say a big thank you to everyone hanging out this Friday morning. I will be back very soon. For anyone that's new here, I do break my day up into 2 streams, so I'm going to be back in very, very soon. So if you like what you see, definitely follow, subscribe, because I'll be back with a lot more we're switching gears and working on a Minotaur. Yeah, and for everyone that's lurking right now, thank you so much for hanging out. Axes, thanks for the stream. Absolutely happy to be here. Thank you for coming by and chatting. And I'm looking forward to the afternoon as well. Everyone else lurking, much love. See you very soon for more. Bye, everyone. Bye. Have a good one. Bye, Chad. Bye. Nammers, absolutely. You have a great day. And see you in a bit as well. Hope you're having a great Friday. Bye, everyone. Bye.